how are ya? Hey, hi, how are ya? Hey, hi, how are ya? We're up here in Canada, Northern Ontario. This is Lake Temagami. Solo trip coming up. Begins right now. So I'm up here on Lake Temagami. I spent the best summers of my childhood up here, 04, 05, 06, and 07 for 7 weeks. Canoe tripping at Camp Keewaydin. Keewaydin means northwest wind in Ojibwe. Maybe now you know where I got the name from. Gonna go find a nice campsite, set up base camp for the next 4 days, and then do some fishing, do some camping. We got some steaks, we got some bacon, we got some sausage, and we're going to relax, enjoy ourselves, and just be out here. So I got some miles to cover, or kilometers, since we're in Canada, so we're gonna run up the lake, and I am very, very, very happy to be here. Very happy to be here. Let's go! All right, we're gonna check this out. I'm looking for a campsite with a beach because I have the jet drive and the semi V flat bottom, or the mod V hull. This looks like a really nice site. I'm gonna check this out. Nice fire pit. Oh, some nice wood left behind too. Some trash. I don't know though, I don't really like the vibe here, and there's poops everywhere. That's not good. I'm not sure. I have to go take a douche, and then I might go explore a little further, see if I can find something a little more suitable. Don't follow me! Well, that was a relief. And I definitely have a good eye for places to do shavni. I think I'm gonna head a little bit further up the lake. I had a spot on the map marked, and it's just around this point over here. I think essentially it's going to look just like this, but the arm is a little more circular that extends out, so I think the bay will be a little more protected. So good to know that this is here though. This will be site B. Nice beach landing. Until somebody camped here last night because they put out their fire. It's still wet. Soil's still wet. Oh yeah, a little bit of warmth coming off of it too. So somebody also made this monstrosity of a fire pit. We got a nice tent site right here. I can definitely set up a fly. Pretty nice. Not as much wood as that other site, but I can always go over there and scavenge that wood. You can get to the other side of it from over here. Oh nice, a thunderbox. For sitting only. Well, usually I like to dive in head first. Yeah, you could tell people have taken every tree from here, but yeah, nice. People have really done a number on these trees around here though. Not a huge fan of that. And yeah, you got the other side right here. This is where I had marked on the map. It's in this nice protected bay, close and easy water access. I'm gonna take it. Let's get camp set up. It's only just after 11 a.m. so we got all the time in the world, and I'm excited. Try and pick up wood while I can. This is nice too. Someone already felled this birch tree. Looks like it was still alive when they chopped it, but there's plenty of birch bark, not only for me, but for the next 100 people that camp here. I like this. I can take my anchor and bring it and wrap it around this tree. So even though the wind is coming in this way, I've got that point out there protecting me, and then this point. So seems like as good a spot as any. Set my tent up right there. We'll put a nice rain fly between this tree and that tree. I'm planning on leaving either Sunday or Monday morning, so I did bring an extra 5-gallon can. My boat is 11.5 gallons, I figure I'll use a full tank in 2-3 days. I have my trolling motor, and I'm planning on letting the wind just kind of take me as much as possible to conserve my trolling battery and my gas. But I do have an extra half tank that I brought with me. One thing I'm going to do is make sure all my smelly stuff, my toothpaste and gasoline and food barrel, are away from where my tent is going to be, which is directly behind you. Just a little precaution. I want to be safe than sorry. It is calling for a little bit of rain tomorrow, potentially Saturday, potentially. It's like 40 to 50% chance, but I think Sunday I'm going to be waking up in the rain, and if I decide to leave Sunday, be packing up in the rain. It's supposed to rain a good chunk of the day, so I'm setting up my rain fly over my tent, and that'll help keep things extra dry. The cooler, my food barrel, the gas can, stuff I'm not really worried about getting wet because it's all sealed, but I'd like to keep myself, my tent, my clothes, my chair as dry as possible, so just extra precautions. As you can see, we got our fly low, planed in different directions, so the rain will fall off the back, the rain will come off this way, and my tent will stay dry. All right, so there you have it. Rain fly is on. A lot of times in Canada, especially in Northern Ontario, the ground is just bedrock or Canadian shield, but there's enough of a dirt and soil layer here that I was able to stake my tent, which makes life easier versus having to tie extra twine or rope to it and stake it with rocks. Then I set up my vestibule, aka the front porch, and my Eureka Timberline 2. It's a 2-man tent, use it just for myself. And front porch comes out, all my wet stuff can stay out of the tent, and I got plenty of room on either side for extra stuff if I want to move it under here to stay dry, like my big chair, which I never would have brought on a canoe trip because it's just extra stuff to carry. But since I have the boat, brought my big chair, sit and enjoy a nice fire. Brought my Yeti with all kinds of meats in there. I'm not going to open it and show you though because I want to conserve the ice. The extra 5-gallon, and then my food barrel with all my food, extra food, cooking gear, camping gear, all that good stuff. So, and then we got the boat beached on this nice beach. I'm going to take a shower in the lake, get clean. I'm sweating. It's about noon, and then I'm going to go to Keewaydin. Very happy with the campsite. It's only 12:30 on the nose. We've got an extra full day out here because I decided to leave early yesterday instead of after work. Always take time to do fun, cool stuff for yourself. You can always make more money. You can't always go do fun stuff. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm a little burnt out, not gonna lie, but we're here. Sleep good tonight. Steaks in our belly. I'm gonna go to Keewaydin. Last year at Keewaydin was 2007, and I did not return to Temagami until November of last year. I'm gonna go to Keewaydin now, and it's the first place I ever really truly felt safe and at home. It pretty much made me into the outdoorsman and fisherman and outdoor recreational enthusiast that I am today. I haven't been on the island since 2007, so 17, almost 18 years. I don't know if I'm probably gonna get emotional when I'm there. I'm not gonna film any of it. I just want to experience it without being behind the camera. My cousin is actually there. It's his first year, so they have paddle-in day where all the sections paddle in from the younglings up to the Section A and Section 1 trips, which go all the way up to the Hudson Bay. So Saturday we will all be there. My aunt and uncle are coming up. They have a cottage on the lake, and we will all be watching them, including my cousin, paddle in. So not only am I going to be doing a solo trip, but also some reunion of sorts, reliving some of the best days and fondest memories of my life. I'm already kind of feeling the emotions and whatnot, and I'm not even on the island yet. So I'm going to go do that, and I will check back in with you all later. So I was at Keewaydin for almost 3 hours. I walked around the entire island, popped into my old cabins from my younger years when I was a base camp camper. My 3rd year was in Wabakimi, and my 4th year was way north of Wabakimi. Probably the furthest north I'll ever go in my lifetime, at least by canoe. Tripping at Keewaydin, you show up in the last week of June. You canoe trip nonstop from end of June until mid-August, which is right now. And that all culminates after your 4th or 5th year with the Hudson Bay trip, which is 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 600 some odd miles, give or take, down a river, watershed, water system, waterway to the Hudson or James Bay. I never got that experience. My last year was probably a year before I would have been eligible or invited to do Section A. I don't know if, when, or how I'll be able to accomplish that goal, but it's a life mission for me. I got to get it done somehow, so we'll see. I got pretty emotional being there. Just the foundation of pretty much everything I am today, all the good things at least. Aside from Jessica, Keewaydin has had the most positive impact on me, and its impact is beyond measure. So I'm going to head back up there Saturday for paddling. It's going to be a bonanza. There's going to be a ton of people. I just wanted to come up today. I was already here. Haven't even fished yet. That was the top of my list priority-wise, was to get to Keewaydin. So got to see it while the island was quiet, while there's no hoopla. But it'll be even more fun Saturday, knowing that I have no pressure. I don't have to see everything again. See some old friends, familiar faces. All right, well, it's about 3 o'clock. I'm honestly really tired. I drove almost 11 hours yesterday. Didn't sleep as good as I wanted to, and then got on the lake a little later than I wanted to. Getting down the mine road to get here was a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna head back to camp. Might go for another swim, just clean myself up a bit, and then probably have an early dinner, start a small fire, and just try to relax. So I will catch up with you all in a bit. Checking things off the life list. Came back to Keewaydin, brought my boat to Temagami. It's these kind of moments and experiences that I live for, and I'm not going to take them for granted. I'll be 33 years old in about 3 months, and I'm blessed to say I have a lifetime's worth of experiences under my belt already. I've traveled, not the world, but you know, most of North America, seen a lot of things, been a lot of places. I'm a lot more fortunate than most people, but sometimes I don't count my blessings, and being back up here, that's all I'm really thinking about, is just how fortunate I was to have those experiences. So one of the best parts about Northern Ontario, Wabakimi, Temagami, everywhere pretty much, that we do not have in the States in many places, is the ability to just drink right from the lake or river, whatever. As long as there's no beaver dams around, you should be pretty good. So cheers. Also, one of my tricks to the trade for camping, fishing, hiking, missions, all of that is Crystal Light packets, because I want a little pick-me-up, and I'm going to have some raspberry ice freshly drank. So one thing that I have not done yet, and it should have been the first thing I did when I got on the lake, was turn on and connect my Zoleo. So I'm gonna push the check button, and it just messaged Jessica saying I'm okay and my location is coordinates. I pay 20 bucks a month when I'm using this, and it's active, and you can put it in dormant mode, and I think it's like 3 or 4 bucks a month. So it definitely is worth its weight in gold, especially on remote trips like this. Gives me a pretty good peace of mind. So it also gives me weather, which is nice, so I can see the Temagami area for the next several days, and it's pretty accurate from what I've experienced so far. I got my Leatherman on my belt, my Zoleo on my belt, and my Crispy Donut Community Chicago in my pocket at all times. All right, well, it's still early enough in the day. I'm gonna go explore in a few directions, follow some of these paths, try and find some firewood. I would like to at least have a decent fire tonight. Nothing big or spectacular, but burn for an hour or so. There's tons of sticks and stuff around, but if I can find some low-hanging dead limbs, that would really be helpful, but this site is pretty picked clean. I mean, people have come in here with chainsaws and stuff, and this is all pretty fresh. Pickings might be slim. Sawdust in my face. I don't need enough wood to cook, which reduces my supply that I need by like 80%. So if you're cooking breakfast, dinner, breakfast, dinner, breakfast, dinner, you need a fire hot enough consistently to cook a meal. And there's some old punky burnt logs here too. So if I can get the fire hot enough to throw on just a couple of these logs. Again, never peel birch bark off a live tree ever. Someone obviously chopped this tree down for no reason because it still looks like it was alive. But at least there's enough birch bark here for, like I said, the next several people that will camp here. So here's an example of somebody stripping birch bark off of a live birch tree. And it's pretty obvious people have been taking birch bark off this tree for a long time. It's really crappy to see. Really crappy to see. I'm gonna go ahead and cook dinner, and then we'll get a fire going in about an hour. And I'm honestly probably gonna turn in early tonight, so let's cook a steak. I got a little filet. I got its bacon wrapped filet, and I'm gonna have a Johnsonville, a cheddar dog, so it's like a steak and a dog, and then we're gonna be doing that. I'm gonna do that right now. Hang on. Got a nice table right here. It's made out of wood. It's a wooden table. We got some Johnsonville cheddars. I'm gonna have probably 2 of these, and then we got some bacon wrapped fillets. Let's go ahead and do this now because I'm hungry. I'm a little flummoxed. I need some extra accoutrement. I just want to eat dinner. We got a little special dad seasoning, as I like to call it. We're gonna do a little I'm gonna do a little more better with cheddar, smoked sausage. You know, we're just gonna throw those in there now. Let it all marinate together. Meat's on the menu tonight, boys. Hey, what's up, duck? What's up, dude? Little ducky! You want some sausage? This duck has just been chilling with me since I got here. His name's gonna be Bambino. Hello, Bambino. How are you? Bambino. How are you? Hello, Bambino. How are you? I brought some Cleveland's finest Burtman's Ballpark Stadium brown tangy mustard, and I'm gonna put it on my Johnsonvilles. I'm using my Chicago, my Crispy Donut Community to cut my meats on this trip. CrispyDonutCommunity.com, DonutKnife.com. Shiver me timbers! Got some of the Burtmans on there. Let's try this one now. Sausage in Canada. Shiver me even more timbers! Phenomenal. Shiver me all the timbers! No! There are no timbers left to be shivered. That hit the spot in so many ways I can't even begin to explain. I got 4 more cheddar brats, and I got another filet, and I got a whole pound of thick cut hickory smoked bacon. Then I brought chili, Spam hocks, beef stew, so I should be well fixed for food for the next couple days. Only thing I have not done today so far is actually taken any casts, which is very rare for me, but gonna relax for a bit, and then we will head out, fish for a while, and then come back, start a fire, and probably try and turn in pretty early. I'm really fighting to stay awake as I speak to you right now. I'm just so spent. Good thing is the high temperature for the entire time that I'm here is I think like 74 or 75, and the low is 56. Perfect sleeping weather. So might get a little bit of rain at some point tomorrow, and then at midday Saturday maybe a little bit. It does look like all day Sunday though, starting at about midnight Saturday evening. It should rain through Sunday. It's like half an inch of rain and like 90% chance. So I had planned to leave Sunday morning after breakfast, but just based on how the weather looks going into Saturday morning, I might wake up Saturday morning, take everything down, load up my boat, go to Keewaydin for all the festivities, and then as soon as that's done, just head back to the ramp and get as far home as I can that night, sleep in my truck, and just be home sometime Sunday midday. If I can escape out of here without getting completely drenched and all my gear wet, that would be fine. I don't really mind losing a half day just to be safe than sorry. So Bambino's just chilling with me, and then every time he gets close enough for me to, you know, like be really close, I adjust the tripod and he gets a little spooked, but he's just chilling. Hey, a Bambino. Hey, I'm pooping! Leave me alone! Alright, well, it's about 5:30. I just got second wind because I ate, so I'm gonna fish for a while, and then when we get back to camp, make a fire, we'll relax, and we will retire, I guess. Alright, well, wish me luck. Oh. What do you say we get a fire going, huh? Let's do that. Got our birch bark, and this is more than plenty. All right, I think we got something going here. I have created fire! 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 All right, well, I'd say day one is officially in the books, more or less. Accomplished a lot today. Did some fishing, came back, built a fire on top of everything else we did today, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm also feeling really, really tired, but if you've watched some of my more recent videos, you know I've been struggling lately with anxiety and depression. I'm not really feeling any of that right now. I do miss Jessica and my dogs quite a bit. Being in a relationship is one thing, but being in a relationship with your best friend and love of your life is different than just being with somebody. So not only do I miss my fiance, we're getting married 60 days from today. Not only do I miss my fiance, but I miss my best friend. I miss my closest ally. I miss the person that I care about and want to be around the most. You know, I like doing solo stuff. I go fish, take camping trips, do stuff like this all the time. Now's a good time for me to just say thank you so much to all of you who support the channel and support me. I'm also talking about all the support and comments and messages and emails, not just from this last couple weeks, but since I started the channel. Here's a list of names of people that have supported the channel. That list is based on coffee donations and merchandise, both of which links are down in the description. Buy us a coffee or buy some merchandise. Got some really cool collaborations coming with Crispy Donut Community very soon. Working on a Northwest Wind line, so keep your eyes peeled for that. There's a whole nother side to support, and that is, ooh, smoke. And that is all of you that have been kind enough to share your stories, wish us well, and just remind everybody around you that we don't struggle alone. There's a lot of other people that face the same things we do, even right now. So thank you all very, very much for everything. Without all of you, you know, I'm just making videos, but the community is what's making all of this continue to trend upward. So much love to all of you. If any of you out there watching this that aren't familiar with my videos, or that are, and you're hearing me say it again, if you struggle with anxiety, depression, PTSD, panic attacks, different forms of substance abuse, you're looking at the guy that's been there, reach out to me. I'll help you any way that I possibly can. All you got to do is reach out. If you just need someone to listen, if you just need someone to hear you out, maybe you just want some generic advice just to reassure yourself, it's the simple things like that. One thing that really helped me in the past couple weeks after I posted those videos, you know, just sharing what I was going through, a lot of people shared things and I gave them advice, and it's advice that has been given to me. And as I'm typing this advice or talking to many of you and giving this advice out, it's like reminding me and encouraging me. So it's like a reverse psychology, Jedi mind tricks, whatever you want to call it. So it helps me to help you. I'll help any of you any way that I possibly can. Please just reach out. If you're hesitant, the results and proof are in the pudding. Just look at the last few videos. Look at all the videos. I make the same speech every time. We're all on the same team. I'm ranting. I'll help you any way that I possibly can. Much love to all of you. Another thing that's worth noting is that it's August 8th today, and the bugs are virtually gone. I think maybe I've seen 1 or 2 mosquitoes in the several hours I've been at this campsite. You know, 6-7 hours now. Haven't had to swat, nothing. I haven't even put on bug spray. So it's a blessing. Gonna enjoy this fire for a bit longer and then hit the hay. So I will check in with you and blah blah blah. Shout out to O-Light, the O-Bulb. All right, well, it's about 8:45. I am completely spent. I'm gonna lay down and do my best to pass out here. I'm gonna go see my aunt and uncle tomorrow afternoon, probably hang out with them for several hours, and that might take me to the evening hour. So if anything interesting happens, I will check in with you. And other than that, I will see you all in the morning. Baby. Woke up one time because it was super windy. Slept very good. I slept through the night after the last time I woke up to pee. Feel pretty rested though. That's honestly a good thing. I will join you shortly. Let's check in the weather, and no rain today. Looks super frothy. Slept pretty good, honestly. I feel nice and refreshed. A little groggy, but no worse for the wear. Another trick that I've learned is if you're going to bed and the fire's still going, just separate the logs, and instead of just letting those burn to embers overnight and wasting the ambiance and the heat, I have you know, twice the amount of firewood that I would have had. Do some coffee here, get some meat on the fire. Beautiful morning though, absolutely beautiful. Probably about 65 degrees, partly cloudy, but looks like the clouds are moving away. Another nice thing is that nothing disturbed my food cache or any of my supplies last night. Gasoline is really scented. Bacon and snacks and coffee and gum and Crystal Light. Everything I have in there is scented. So nothing moved it at all. Another trick of the trade that I've learned actually from Keewaydin is put all your pots and pans that you've used on top of your stuff at night, and if something tries to mess with it, it'll make loud ruckus and scare them away, but also let you know that something's attempting to infiltrate. So, and I always like to just keep my food and smellier stuff, you know, can't really take it 100 yards away, but at least far enough away from where you're sleeping. Some applewood, thick cut, real wood smoked bacon. It's also nice if you can, when you're coming out on trips like this, to look for bags that come resealable, because I don't have to waste any of this per se. I can always just take it home as long as I keep it cool. So we're gonna pull out some nice thick hocks. This is the concept from Crispy Donut Community. Essentially, it's a meat cleaver. Super sick. I use the Chicago for a lot of things, but this is for hocking hocks. This is for hocking meats. Meat hocks, hocks of meat, sausage, bacon, peppers. We're gonna be slicing and dicing and thrashing and bashing. DonutKnife.com, CrispyDonutCommunity.com. Use the code sausage. You know you wanna buy this stuff. Might as well save a few bucks. Tell them I sent you. Use the code sausage. DonutKnife.com, CrispyDonutCommunity.com. My boy Luke, really good friend of mine. They're not paying me to promote this. I just truly enjoy using these out here on my trips. So if you use the code, you're saving yourself money. I get nothing out of it. I just want you guys to get quality knives at a quality price that are American. I like to just chop them in half, and then we'll cook a batch at a time, little halvies. So I'll be eating the first batch as the second batch is cooking. And look at that, crispy donut velocity, and we're done. I go wash my knife, wash my plate, and get the first batch on the fire. We're gonna be eating meats this morning. Oh! I got some breakfast sausage, and we're gonna probably cook up some of that too. I'm just gonna have straight meat for breakfast. I had meat for dinner, meat for breakfast. I want my first douchavny of the day to just be meat. Hey, look who it is. Hey, Bambino. Bambino. Oh, it looks like he's got his little Bambino's Bambino. We got Bambino and Bambino Jr. on site. You guys want some bacon? Did you see that? He just kissed the rail on the boat. Nice to see you, brother. Drink my coffee. Don't forget, you can grab Northwest Wind stickers, shirts, hoodies, and exclusive collaborations with Crispy Donut Community coming very soon. Link is down below. Link's down below if you want to support the channel. Buy us a coffee, buy yourself some stickers. Nice and simple. It's like sausage and peppers. You want a sausage and peppers, you go get sausage, you go get peppers, and you go get sausage and peppers. You got sausage and peppers. It's all the accoutrement. Let's see if this bacon is up to my optical level. Look at that. Perfect. Wow! I love bacon! This might be the most relaxed and pleasurable morning I've had in an immeasurable amount of time. Look at Bambino. They're making their move. Bambino and Bambino. It's okay. It's weird because I was feeling pretty lonely last night, and every time he would come around, it would go down by 50%. I'm not even joking. So logistically speaking, I might be able to go this entire trip just eating meat. I have 4 Johnsonvilles left. I have over half that slab of bacon. I have an entire pack of Bob Evans breakfast sausage. I have 2 cans of Spam, and that's just all meat. And then I brought a couple cans of chili, a couple cans of beef stew, King's Hawaiian buns, all that stuff, snacks. But if I just focus on emptying the cooler first, which is my goal because it's all perishable, I can just survive on meat. I might honestly do that, just eat all the meat straight through, and then if I have any time left, I need an extra meal, then I will go to the canned stuff. Also, I want to point out that if you're worried about getting a little bit of ground accoutrement on your food, or stuff under your fingernails, or feeling a little grease, Murray, this is not what you should be doing, because that is the accoutrement that is required. It is the acquired accoutrement. So I had some delicious bacon, but now it's time. You know, I had some cheddar cheese sausages last night, and this morning, you know, it's been about 12 hours since I had some sausage. Actually, a little longer. I'm going through withdrawals. I need breakfast sausage. We got sausage! Delicious! One thing I specifically remember all the time when I think about Keewaydin is being up here, and we'd go weeks without seeing people when I was on my long trips. And, you know, especially on my last 2 years when we were in Wabakimi and North, you know, literally weeks without seeing people. And if we did, it was kind of a shock, you know, a remote fly-in cabin outpost on some random no-name lake that just has extraordinarily brook trout and walleye and pike fishing because it's so untouched. My last year was 07, so Wi-Fi and iPhones weren't even a thing, but, you know, that was when the internet kind of was in its peak of becoming mainstream modern. Coming up here now, all these years later, when there's even service out on the lake in some spots, I noticed yesterday, and I have a SATCOM device, you know, in my pocket, so I'm able to hit the check-in button, and it lets Jessica know that I'm okay, exactly where I am, coordinates. I looked on the map last night of the coordinates because it's satellite, so I don't have internet, but I could see where I am with downloaded maps. We didn't bring iPhones or Bluetooth speakers, weren't even a thing yet, and I really wanted to keep it that way on this trip. Temagami to me has always been special because it's where I learned and realized my longing to be in the outdoors and fishing and camping and cooking and everything I'm doing right now. You know, you can download music from Spotify to like be on your phone. And I almost caught myself putting music on this morning as I was going to start getting breakfast ready in between filming. And I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to be up here. If you want to go to the party lakes and, you know, jet ski and water ski and, you know, drink 100 beers with your friends, and trust me, I like doing that kind of stuff too. There's a time and place, but when you're up somewhere for the solitude and the sounds and the beauty and the views and just, you know, obviously I'm not in survival mode. I'm not on a canoe trip, but it's essentially the same thing. I'm just not paddling. Your goal is just to wake up and, you know, make it through the day. There's a set amount of tasks that you have to do to, you know, start the day, get through the day, complete the day, and it's that routine and the monotony and the just being in touch with everything you're doing, and it's all purposeful, and the purpose of all of it is just to make it through the day and complete the trip. It's kind of keeping me in the zone, doing everything that way, and I'm really enjoying it, just not being distracted by anything. So 10:30, absolutely beautiful out. I don't even think it's cracked 70 degrees yet, but it feels like I am a piece of sausage wrapped in bacon, or maybe a piece of sausage cooked in bacon grease, which is what I just did, and it was delicious. I just feel very at peace and at ease. I'm like the white Will Smith. Bambino's back with Lou Gehrig. Hey, Bambino. Right behind Keewaydin, there's a hiking trail that goes up to a very, very scenic overlook. It's called Devil's Mountain. It was on my list of things to do while I came up here this trip, so I'm gonna shower up real quick, change my shirt and skivvies, and then we're gonna go hike Devil's Mountain and then fish on the way back. It's just before 11 a.m. I've just literally been Will Smith this entire time, so I'm gonna put my butt in gear and go accomplish something, and then we'll come back, maybe grab a quick bite, and then I'm gonna head down the lake and see if my aunt and uncle are here. let's go run around and hike the mountain. This water is so crystal clear. When I was taking a swim bath, I could literally see smallmouth bass 10 feet in front of me, just swimming there. Nothing sizable, but all right, so Keewaydin is right there. That's the north side of the island. And then this right up here is Devil's Mountain. So we're gonna go up around this point. There's a campsite there. People might be at the campsite, but I'm hopeful they'll let me just park the boat and take the hike up there. Looks like there's some people actually hiked up there right now. Try and find a spot to anchor up and we'll go. Yeah, so there's a houseboat camped at this campsite. This is a site that I wanted to camp at, but it's pretty far up the lake in comparison to where I'm staying, which is fine, but you know, central to the mine landing where I put in the boat, central to Keewaydin. And then this is just beyond Keewaydin, so I did want to camp here, but no, it's a very popular spot. I actually stayed here as a camper, I think twice. So there's a houseboat here. Looks like there's somebody else staying on the back side of this campsite. And then you've got all the day trippers like me and these Keewaydin boats that are here just to hike the mountain. So that's what we're gonna go do. So let's go do it. All right, let's find this trailhead. It's gotta be over here somewhere. Sure, assuming it'll be pretty obvious. Oh, right here, okay. I'm assuming, yep, there we go. Oh. These big logs that came down are decidedly inconvenient. Whew. Need a break. A lot steeper than I remember as a kid. Granted, I'm a lot older and have eaten a lot more sausage since last time I was up here. Wow. All these down logs and terrible spots. Okay, well, this is the home stretch, but it's basically a rock climb. I mean, we're up pretty high. Whew! The view is worth it, though. View is worth it. Yeah, we're pretty high up here so far. Even right here's a view. We're almost there. Well, we made it to the top. There was a Keewaydin section up here again. So just keep running into my fellow alumni, except they're current and I'm past. But I feel like I'm back part of the team right now, just being back up here and doing it as we do, except they're paddling and I'm on a boat. But yeah, the view is absolutely amazing. You can see, I believe, might be able to see Maple Mountain. It might be hidden behind this ridge, but it's the second highest point in Ontario, probably about 60 kilometers north of here. We actually camped up there back when I was a camper. I think we were the first Keewaydin section to do so. And then Keewaydin is just down here, about a kilometer that way, if that. Pretty high up, and this is a cliff face, so not going to go too much closer. Just drops off sheer, and I am afraid of heights, but it's a fear that I'm willing to conquer. But yeah, we're you know, pretty high up, so now I'm getting like that feeling I hate the heights. But Was up there for about an hour and a half, including the hike up and hike down. Feeling pretty accomplished after that. Not only because I set a goal and accomplished it, but because I'm putting in the effort, putting in the time, making plans and sticking to them, accomplishing goals. Everything on this trip is done with purpose and makes me feel really fulfilled, I won't lie. Maybe I'm being sappy, but I'm willing to live with that. So let's blow this popsicle stand. Just shy of 1 o'clock. I haven't fished yet today. Only fished for about an hour yesterday, and I'm out here running around doing my thing. So this whole shore is cliffs and rock slides, you know, thousands and thousands of years of freeze thaw, just big cliffs, trees growing out of every crevasse, and goes down for about a kilometer or so. Goes down for a kilometer or so up to this point up here. So I'm not even gonna troll. There's a 3 to 4 mile an hour breeze just going straight north. So I'm just gonna stay 15, 20 feet offshore and just cast at these rocks, see what I can pull out of here. The water's so clear that I can just see everything down there. I've seen several smallmouth chasing my deep crank. This will go 7 to 12 feet. I see a smallmouth come up, big smallmouth, probably 3-4 pounds, demolish this. I go to set, I tied a bad knot. I see him swimming away with my bait in his mouth, and I'm so mad, not because I lost the fish, I was upset about that, but I was so mad because that big trophy smallmouth had my crankbait in his mouth. That's not good for the fish. I'm looking and I can still see the smallmouth. I can see probably 15, 20 feet down, and I see him swimming with this. I can see him trying to go nose down, and this thing's going like this, and all of a sudden this just rises back to the top and the fish swims away. So didn't catch the fish. Fish did not get hooked well enough to keep this on, and I got my bait back. So worked out for the fish, worked out for me. I don't know, I'm kind of flabbergasted. Really cool though, got the bait back. He'll have a much better day now and can try to catch another one. Fish on, yep, fish on. Fish on, can you see me? Oh, I need to get this on video too. Oh, it's a nice smallmouth. Nice little smallmouth in the boat. Yes, yes, yes. His name is gonna be Keewaydin. My first Temagami smallmouth, and as long as I can remember. Keewaydin, thank you so much. Yes! Keewaydin, may the wind be at your back. Yes, yes! Arrivederci! I need to charge the camera for a bit, and then I'm gonna go for a swim, get cleaned up again, hang tight for a little bit, and then head down the lake and go see my family. So sausage and peppers! Oh, I feel great. I honestly, this is better than any medicinal properties, than any pill, or I'm trying to be sappy and scientific, but this is what I needed. So I'm nice and fresh, fly fitted, feeling like $1,000,001. So as I mentioned, I've run into a few Keewaydin sections, and section 3 is camped just on the other side of this peninsula. They came over last night just to make sure whoever was camping here was cut from the right cloth, let's just say. I was taking a bubble bath, and they brought me some wood. Thank you, Section 3. The motto of Keewaydin has always been help the other fellow, and I appreciate that very much. So I was super surprised. They said, we come bearing gifts. I'm all like soaped up in the lake, and then yeah, they brought me some wood. So super excited. Honestly, kind of like made my day. So it's been a great day, and it just got better. So thank you to Section 3, and thank you to Section 3, and I really, really, really appreciate that. Like, I've just been smiling since that all went down, and yeah, awesome. So thank you. Gonna head up the lake, go see my aunt and uncle, and I'll catch you guys probably around dinner time. So we'll see what happens. well, very, very, very perfect day. Second perfect day in a row. I ended up staying over there for a while. They were cooking dinner and offered me to stay, so I did not turn down spaghetti with family, so that was super nice. It took me about 15 minutes to run back up the lake. It's getting dark. I want to try and get a fire going real quick before it gets too dark, and then we will enjoy our last night out here. So I'm gonna go to Keewaydin tomorrow, watch my cousin paddle in, check out the rest of the sections, say hi to people I haven't seen in forever, and enjoy being on the island for one more day. And then tomorrow afternoon from there, I'm going to start my trek back south. And from there, I'm just gonna call the trip before the weather gets crappy. So it's supposed to be very, very cold tomorrow, and starting tomorrow evening around 10 to midnight, it looks like it's gonna rain nonstop through Sunday. So I could tough it out for one more day, but leaving tomorrow afternoon versus sleeping one more night and waking up soaked, I am willing to risk one extra night in the bush. So little birch bark, little know-how, some seasoned wood from a fellow Keewaydin section, and I've got a fire. I have created fire! Our last night out here, really wanted to do 3 nights, but it's just not worth waking up soaking wet, having to pack my tent, clothes, boat, everything soaking wet. I would rather be on the road on my way home knowing I had an amazing, perfect weather, perfect temperature, decent fishing, good food, good camping. 3 days instead of 4, because I know when I wake up Sunday morning soaking wet, have to get everything done in the rain, I'm going to be in not as good of a mood as I am right now. And right now I'm an 11 out of 10. I have not felt this good in years. Then tomorrow, get to see old friends, old haunts, relive the best summers, and if not some of the best times of my entire life. Times and experiences and values and strength and solidarity that literally carry me through to, as I'm standing here speaking to you, you're watching me use all these skills and do all these things that I otherwise more than likely would not have fell in love with, because I would have never had the experiences. Spending time with my uncle tonight and my cousin who did Keewaydin, and I guess essentially my great uncle who didn't go to Keewaydin but went to a very similar camp on this lake in the 50s, which is what led him to enrolling my uncle at Keewaydin. And then my younger cousin, their other son, is enjoying his last night on trip in his first year. It just extremely beyond grateful that I was able to have those experiences because of my uncle. I don't know how much more gratitude I have really toward anybody else in my life aside from my aunt who essentially raised me, and Jessica who, you know, not only is the love of my life but my best friend and has saved my life many times over. Without these experiences, I had nothing. I would have nothing, I would be nothing, I would be nobody. I know it. I know how hard of a life and how much of a struggle I had even having these experiences, and without the things I learned and the lessons I learned and the, I don't know, I wouldn't be anything. Wouldn't be anything worth anything, that's for sure. Fishing and camping and having this outdoor channel and all the 250 videos and all the other experiences that I didn't bother to videotape, I was beginning to wonder if I would ever feel the way that I do right now, that I have for the past 2-3 days. I was beginning to wonder if I would ever feel this way again. And it must be something. It must be something in the water, because I do. I needed it. Right now I needed it more than ever. I've been on the edge I've been my second year at Keewaydin. A staff member was listening to a Smashing Pumpkins album. He said, "Hey, do you want to check out some of this music?" Put on the headphones. What is this song? Oh my God, it's the best song I ever heard. Was the biggest Smashing Pumpkins fan on earth. Immediately. A couple weeks later, got back home. First day back, went to the mall, FYE, bought every Smashing Pumpkins CD they had in stock. This was in 2005. Fast forward to 2017. I'm in a Smashing Pumpkins hardcore fan club, and who do I meet in there? The love of my life. If my uncle never married my aunt, I never would have went to Keewaydin. I never would have heard Smashing Pumpkins. I never would have met Jessica. I wouldn't be sitting here right now. It's like, just being here, literally, just being here is literally what brought me to every good thing about myself and every good thing in my life. It all came from right here. I was grateful. Gonna burn through some more of this wood and just kind of enjoy the moon and the stars. And every minute there's a billion more stars to look at. Gonna sit out here for a couple more minutes and then go climb in bed. All right, well, it's late. Enjoyed that fire down to the embers. Got some extra time with the stars. Trying to hit the hay, I guess. So, good night. Sausage and Bebbas. It's like 7:30, 7:45. It's been raining about the past hour. And then, yeah, the forecast tomorrow looks even crappier, reinforcing my decision to bounce today. It's actually pretty cold today, too, which is kind of nice, but with the rain, I don't know how well that's going to hold up. It's only about a 62-degree high today. Past couple days have been about 75, which was perfect, but glad I brought some long sleeves. I slept good, but had a hard time staying asleep when I woke back up to pee 86 times because I have the bladder of a 79-year-old woman named Gladys. So, all right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh, nice, okay. Looks like it's clearing up a bit. Just this last little bit of rain moving out, so it didn't really pour hard enough to soak camp or anything, so that's always good. All right, well, it's pushing 9 a.m. Just been taking my time, gonna get things organized, get ready to take down camp. Gonna cook breakfast first here in a few minutes, finish up my coffee, eat some nice food. We're gonna have steaks and sausage and bacon, and then take down camp, get the boat packed and ready to go. So meat's back on the menu again. All I've eaten is meat, except spaghetti last night, which I guess had meat in it. So thank you to my Uncle Eric for cooking up a delicious dinner. And I would never portage a cooler on a canoe trip, but since I brought the boat, I brought my Yeti, and since Wednesday morning when I packed the cooler and left, I still have 2/3 of ice in there. And I've literally only opened it to get stuff out of it. So big tricks of the trade, pre-cool your cooler. That'll prolong it by at least a day. And then the less you open it, the better. There's no reason to open it at all. So we're still good. Again, all cutlery provided by Crispy Donut Community. Using my Chicago this morning. Donutknife.com, crispydonutcommunity.com. You know you want to buy them. Use the code sausage, save a few dollars. Tell them I sent you. One thing that's super nice about all these years and years and years of doing stuff like this is knowing what gear to bring, knowing what gear not to bring, having situational awareness of what you might need, what you may not use but definitely need if you need it, staying organized. I don't know, everything just went off without a hitch, and I'm like very grateful. And it just keeps coming back to Keewaydin, so that's why we're here, and everything I've said and pointed out and done and doing, and not even just in this video, but everything previous and everything moving forward is all because of this. bacon is served. Oh! Yeah, now that I'm done cooking the bacon, it's time for sausage! Oh! So I cooked my bacon, and then I cooked the second batch of bacon in bacon grease. Now I'm cooking sausage in the bacon grease, and then I'm gonna cook my last filet. I brought a 2-pack of bacon wrapped fillets. I'm gonna cook the filet in sausage and bacon grease. And then I'm probably gonna have to do chavni really bad. Oh! All right, we got some sausage finished. I'm gonna eat it for you here in a second, but we got one more bacon wrapped filet. It's like an ounce, it weighs some ounces. It's a filet. We're gonna cook that for breakfast. We're cooking that for breakfast. I got raw meat juices on everything, but oh well. And then we got some of my special accoutrement, some special dad seasoning. I ain't giving you the recipe, so don't ask. And we're gonna just do a little bit of that. Sprinkle that. We're gonna do one of these, do one of these, do one of these. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I love it! You already know. Oh, look at that. Tiny bit of center pink. Oh! I don't even need to scream or say anything loud and obnoxious, because it wouldn't make the steak taste any better. And I'm conducting a symphony with my utensils. These are the only utensils I bring. A spoon or a spork. Jessica calls it a spoon. I keep 2 of these, just 1 extra in case I lose this. And then 2 crispy knives. So 2 spoon sporks. And then I have my Chicago, which is my everyday pocket knife. And then my Concept, which is the cleaver. I always keep that in my pack. I do also keep my Leatherman on my belt in my Leatherman satchel. Look who came to say goodbye. Hey, Bambino! Little Bambino! I enjoyed camping with you, brother. He's body surfing. Love you, bro. Thanks for hanging out with me. That's the coolest duck in all of Canada, and I've met a lot of them. All right, well, breakfast is done. Absolutely delicious. 3-course meal. Got to see Bambino. I just keep feeling overwhelmed with gratitude and emotion, and just thinking back to how my years up here shaped my life. I said it all. I don't know. I don't know. It's true. It won't escape my mind. There's no pill or scientific data or therapy that can give me this. You can't feel okay up here if you don't feel okay here, and right now it's top to bottom. Well, I'm gonna start taking down camp. One last look. Everything nice, tidy, awesome spots for everything. Perfect little campsite, nice and secluded. All right, let's get to it. Let's go take a quick shower. gonna do a sweep around the campsite, make sure I didn't leave anything behind. Picked up a lot of trash while I was here, burned the paper and discarded the rest. I always bring a trash bag with me, so campsite's definitely in better shape than I found it. Really, really nice tent site. Almost perfectly flat and just like a 0.5% grade. I like to sleep with my head uphill, and this was like absolutely perfect. Really feeling melancholy right now. I don't want to leave the site, but I'm excited to get to Keewaydin. Several sections I've already paddled in. Just enjoy this spot for a couple more minutes and then we'll head out. Oh, son of a Tommy boy. Smacked my knee really hard getting on the boat. Oh. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. I smashed it right on the bow as I was hopping in because a wave popped me up at the same time, popped the boat up. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. All my body weight, full force, jumping into the bow, and as I jumped, the bow kicked up because a wave took the boat. Ooh, that hurts. Well, you can see how nice it looks from here. You saw how nice it was from my perspective. Absolutely 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Don't want to leave it, but we got places to be, people to see. Keewaydin for me. I'm a rapper. I haven't seen my uncle's boat go by yet. They said about 11:30, so I bet they're coming up the lake anytime. So I'm gonna head out to the middle of the lake, check it out. Woo! Little rough out here. Luckily I'm going into it. Gonna fish for about 20-30 minutes. Haven't seen my uncle and them go by yet, so if I catch him, I catch him. If not, fish for a bit until I get my fix, and then we'll go. And we'll do our thing, so stand by. The few other spots that I wanted to fish are just directly off the shore on the open lake, and with the wind being the way that it is, even with the Minn Kota, I would just be fighting it the whole time, casting into the wind, trying to stay off the shore, and not gonna happen. So nice quiet bay. If I were a fish, I'd want to be out of that chop right now too, so hopefully we can catch one or two more. Oh, there's one right there. Oh, I lost it. You saw. I was talking to the camera and missed my set, but he was right there. But yeah, caught some fish. Just didn't film fishing much at all. Didn't want to make this much of a fishing video, but had one on and lost it, talking to the camera. Welcome to the northwest wind. How many times have you seen that? That's ridiculous. Happens every time I'm filming. Hey, but at least there's fish in here. I know how to pick a spot. With all the commotion, I knocked the camera down, but fish on, so hang on. His name's gonna be Bob McCoubry in honor of my old Keewaydin friend. May he rest in peace, Bob McCoubry. Getting him back in the water real quick. Thank you, Bob McCoubry. Sorry about that. Yes! Yes! Oh my God, I'm so fulfilled right now. Let's go to Keewaydin. That's all I can do. All right, we're off to Keewaydin for the rest of the day. Probably not gonna film anything here, just gonna enjoy time with old friends, memories, and my family that's up there. So I'll check in with you when we're leaving the island, and we'll end the video there. Give you a nice last rundown. I'm so thankful. Lucky the wind changed too, or I'd be in trouble. beached at the ramp. The storm's about to hit right on top of me. Perfect or imperfect timing. We're gonna get the truck, get out of the water. I just want to get off the water real quick, so hang tight and then we'll wrap this up. This place just means so much to me, and I don't want to go. But this is why I'm leaving tonight instead of tomorrow. It's been raining nonstop since about 1 o'clock. Harder at times than others. The wind kicks up in different directions. So I know I made the right call. I would have got back to camp. Everything would have been absolutely soaked. I would have been sleeping tonight absolutely soaked. Well, probably dry in my tent, and have to pack up everything soaking wet tomorrow morning. Instead, I got to spend more time at Keewaydin. Didn't have to feel rushed or burdened, and don't have to be anxious about getting out here tomorrow soaking wet. And it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow too. So I talked to a former staffman of mine, someone I always looked up to. He was tough on me, but I learned a lot from him, grew a lot because of him. And what I said was, I forget, we talked about a lot of things, haven't seen each other in a long time. And such a simple set of few words about Keewaydin. He said, well, it's always here. It's been there since the last time I left. And now that I'm leaving again, it's still there. And I told him, I'm like, half hour later, I saw him again, we were talking. I said, it's pretty profound. Just a few simple words have such a meaning. I don't know. I'm gonna be a wreck driving home. I don't want to leave. I'm sad, but such is life. Let's get the boat trailered up and then I'll end this video. But in every sense of the word, in every sense of the words, this was everything that I needed right now. All right, well, it's about 6 o'clock. I'm soaked to the core. Got the boat loaded up. She's really dirty and thrashed and all my gear's all over the place, but she held her own. Gear's all tucked away, truck is packed, and we're gonna head back south. So definitely made the right call. And forecast is only looking worse through the night and then into tomorrow and throughout the day tomorrow. So as I was getting to the ramp and then loading the boat and doing all that, and it's been raining harder and harder, definitely made the right call. This was one of the best weekends of my life. Always over too soon, but very fulfilling nonetheless. I don't feel like standing in the rain anymore, but thank you all so much for being here with me. Thank you all so much for the support and for sticking with me every week. This trip meant a lot to me personally. Probably meant more to me personally than any other trip I've ever taken since I've been at Keewaydin. So with my family, old friends, old campmates, old staff, old mentors, I'm just very grateful and very grateful and very inspired and at peace and soaking wet. So much love to all of you. Please subscribe, like, comment, do all that. Thursdays at 6 p.m. You know where to find me. Northwest Wind, aka Keewaydin. We lived it this weekend. Northwest Wind in the flesh, literally, figuratively and literally. So back to Ohio. Long drive ahead of us. Much love to all of you, and we will see you on the next one.